Do you ever get a creative block as a UX designer? Well, by the end of this video, you'll have 99 problems, but the block ain't one. I'll teach you the fundamentals of ideation and creativity techniques and what the creative zone is all about. You'll learn a wireframing technique that will have you still like an artist faster than ever. This is the second part of the 4-part video series, Raw and Uncut UX Design Process through the lens of a fictional dashboard design project called Scale. If you haven't watched the first part yet, click on the video linked above and watch it first. We ain't got no time to waste, so let's go. Before diving into the creative process, you will usually have to have discussions with the product and business team on the roadmap and do a whole lot of reading and understanding. For the Scale project, this will be no different. Let's go over the initial product requirements for this project. The site will in time include a lot of links. The following are listed. Homepage, which is the dashboard overview of the user's finances, which includes subcategories such as assets, transactions, and analysis. Trends, my account, investing, which also includes a list of 15 to 20 subcategories, guides, support, messages, and notifications. And for the MVP release, they want to make sure that the service is designed to be scalable and therefore take the extensive list of page hierarchy or information architecture into consideration. Moving on. We got the core experience, the end-to-end experience for the MVP. The intent is for a user to create an account, connect their company's bank accounts, and in the dashboard overview, display a list view of the investment or saving accounts on the Scale platform. Transactions, the general transaction experience. Profits are automatically transferred to their Scale savings account at the beginning of each month, and they will be able to set saving goals for those accounts. Based on their goals, they will see recommended stocks and funds to buy in order to invest their profits and grow their savings. And the next slide, dashboard toolbar. There should be a menu or tool that helps them take action on things like deposit money, internal transactions, and automating savings. And some further details of the overview features, the user should be able to see their total balance, the cash amount they have available in their savings account to purchase new stocks or funds, the return of investment in percentage, and how close they are to reaching their goals. As a quick tip, I break the user stories or project requirements down in a way where it's easily accessible to me. I usually take screenshots of those slides that we just saw and place them right on the blank canvas on Figma. So as I design, I can quickly look at it while designing and ideating concepts in order to ensure that I'm working on the right things. By becoming a frequent user of all kinds of apps and websites, you'll automatically put yourself in the shoes of the user. You'll expose yourself to all kinds of design patterns, elements, and user experience. As a user, pay close attention to how the experience is designed. I highly recommend adopting this habit in your everyday life. Just like how a musician would pay close attention to the music that they get to hear in a day, or like an architect paying close attention to the details of a building when they see something new, I advise you to do the same thing with the user experience design that you're experiencing of any kind of service that you're using. If you're passionate about design, you'll love doing this. And it definitely pays off. Creativity works in mysterious ways, and I'm a firm believer in the impact that these kind of habits have on your subconscious mind. After a couple of years of being a frequent user, doing this deliberate practice of paying close attention, you will notice how solving design problems will become second nature to you. I do the following 3 things in order to curate a personal reference library of UX design patterns. 1. I test out and stay up to date on new apps, sites, and products. ProductHunt.com is my favorite site to discover some of the best new products every single day. It's a free community for product lovers like me to geek out about about the latest product launches. Secondly, I pay attention to the design patterns and user experiences in the apps that I'm downloading and using. Either the ones that I'm exploring through sites like Product Hunt, but also any other ones that I'm frequently using. Anytime I come across an interesting pattern, I make sure to screenshot it or record it and save it to a personal reference library that I can just dig up anytime I feel like I need some inspiration. And lastly, my favorite go-to site to look at great design experiences is mobbin.design. It's a service that curates the entire digital experience of some of the major and upcoming apps out there. My favorite thing about it is the fact that they add a bunch of metadata for all of their screens. So everything is tagged and searchable. If you're looking for a certain design pattern, you'll be able to search for it. And if you want to see how an element like a text field is used across different apps, you'll be able to search for that as well. They only have mobile experiences though, but I still feel like it's super valuable in either case. Now let's jump on to Figma, mobbin.design, Google, and another site for design inspiration called Muesli, which is sort of like the Google for designers. Let's create a reference list or a mood board of all of the great design patterns that relate to the list of project requirements that we have for the Scale project. So now we have a bunch of different references, and I would highly recommend you to group them up just the way that I did, cluster them into different types of groups so that you can find them more easily whenever you need them. And in the next segment of this video, we will actually start creating low fidelity wireframes with these references as a main foundation. So a lot of people get stuck in low fidelity wireframing, and it's mainly because they're spending too much time on details and perfecting the wireframes, which is anything but low fidelity, or they have no idea where or how to start. The technique I'm about to show you gets you going immediately. As long as you have a good reference list or library, which we now have, and you'll be good to go in no time. The true meaning of stealing like an artist is that you're being inspired by multiple sources and then add your own twist to it. Creativity is literally the ability to connect multiple dots, and the more dots that you're exposed to, the more connections you can make. What we'll do right now is what I call copy paste wireframes. You literally won't need to draw a single line in this process. Its fundamental lies in three main things: copying, transforming, and combining. Historically, this concept has been used and can be found in pretty much any type of creation through mankind, from music to arts. We won't reinvent the wheel either, so I'll give you a few examples. Before we jump in, I usually recommend people to look outside of the box. So if you're working on a project for a fintech company or a finance project, make sure that you get some inspiration from outside of that industry, just like we did. And of course, get some references from examples of companies within that industry as well, but keep that to a minimum and then broaden your senses by looking everything outside of that industry. Now let's jump into Figma. As you can see, I've curated a list of screenshots from a wide range of industries and sources. Let's focus on one of the project requirements and start copying and combining it into an idea. We'll focus on this requirement. Based on their goals, they'll see a list of recommended stocks and funds. Looking at the screenshot from this home services app, Thumbtack, we see that they have this beautiful carousel of cards showing a list of recommendations and tips. Let's copy that one. And we also have another example where they have added a priority flag on one of the cards. I really feel that one, and there are also a lot of different things I like about these card elements from the mindfulness app Calm. They have these graphs, tags, emojis, and a lot of data showing up on their cards. It gives you some kind of indication of something. Not sure exactly what I like about it, but there's something in it for sure. So let's take the Thumbtack card, break it apart, I like the upward and downward graph from the Calm app, so let's replace the icons on the Thumbtack app with that. And then combine it with the data points from the Calm app. I sort of see this new card element as a recommendation on how I can boost my savings and reach my goals faster by following a suggested investment. And maybe these data slots could point me to a potential return of investment, a time frame or estimation, and perhaps how much I would need to invest to get to that point. Just like that one example, I'll go through the process of copying, transforming, and combining elements in order to find potential solutions for each of the requirements. All right, exciting. So we have a bunch of different ideas now. Let's get to the next segment. Based on all of these ideas, I feel like we should narrow down our options. The purpose of this overview is to provide space for their saving goals, total balance, and all of their saving accounts, and display the return of investments and recommendations on how to save or invest in order to reach the goals. I feel like I should focus on the user experience of managing and investing a user's profit for growth. In an ideal world, this platform is intended to serve as a financial extension to the user's business. Investment strategies should be easily discoverable. Therefore, the area regarding recommendations and tips in relation to the saving accounts is key. I'll narrow down the different ideas into 3 key concepts. Concept A here will be a simple card list view of the savings account with links in the cards that leads the user to a separate page of all of their recommendations. Concept B will list and show a separate section in the overview with tips and recommendations. And then concept C will show cards of recommendation right next to the saving accounts list view. Now that we have an idea of what we want to test, I will spend a bit of time elevating these low fidelity wireframes into sketches. To recap, the only way to get into the creative zone is to avoid falling into the trap of limitations or restrictions. Avoid paralysis from analysis at any cost, meaning don't overthink it. In industry terms, this process is often referred to as divergent versus convergent thinking, which basically means that you have to create choices before you make choices. Divergent thinking is the process of creating choices, while convergent thinking is narrowing those choices down into a selection, which is what we'll be doing in the next video. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it valuable. And if you have any questions, concerns, or feedback, feel free to add them in the comments below. Make sure to subscribe, turn on notifications, and hit the like button for more videos like this. See you guys in the next one. Peace.